Welcome to the 2014 question B3. Okay, this is orthographic views and intersecting or solids in contact question. The 3D graphic on the right shows lollipops which are to be distributed as promotional gifts at a trade show. So we've got our little lollipops here with this Techno Teachers cube around it. Each lollipop is packaged and a cube is shown. The cube is as small as possible and the stick emerges centrally from one of its faces. Okay, so the stick is coming out right in the middle of that square face and is as small as possible to fit around our lollipop, which is based on a sphere. The plan and elevation of one of the lollipops is shown below. Plan and elevation. An auxiliary view, which includes a cube shaped package, is also given. And they want us to draw the given plan and elevation, first of all, of the lollipop. Okay, so start off here, my XY line. Alright, height of 30 up here to the center of my sphere. I should say that it is scale 1:1. So that's the center of my sphere up here. This diameter isn't given, but it is down here in plan. So radius 20, so diameter 40, radius 20. Okay, this is done as hidden detail, presumably because we're going to draw the packaging after, so I'll just draw it lightly to begin with. Alright, we've got a stick going out at 45 degrees from the center, and it's coming out at a distance of 80. Okay, so that is part of my stick there. Okay, so we'll project down to locate the center of the sphere down here, and I'm also going to need to project down the stick. So I'm telling us 70 out from my XY line is going to be the center of that sphere. Okay, let's draw that sphere again, lightly again, because as I said, we'll probably be going over it with hidden detail later. Alright, and 45 degrees again, until we hit where it's coming down from in elevation. Okay, so leave that there mostly on the light lines because I'll have hidden detail. So that's my plan and elevation. Draw the auxiliary elevation. So the auxiliary elevation, we can see it's going to be perpendicular, looking perpendicularly to the lollipop stick. Okay, so that's at 45 degrees, so I'll project that here at 45. Okay, so center of my sphere, and there's my lollipop stick. Okay, it's an auxiliary elevation, so heights are going to be taken from the elevation. So height of 30, I know it's 30, but I'm just going to show you it and transfer it. So height of 30 here for the center of my sphere, and a height found over here as well for my height of the stick, and above. Okay, so stick is going to be in that position. My sphere, let's get the diameter again, 20, or radius 20. Okay, and this time I actually am going to put the hidden detail in, so I'll just do it little by little. Okay, and then we can see it is perfectly in contact here with each one of those sides. So at that same angle, I'm going to be essentially seeing the side of this cube as a square. Okay, so it's going to be perfectly tangential there at those points and parallel to the stick. So sliding set squares. Okay, so I'll go over that a little bit heavier. That's the outline of the cube in the auxiliary elevation. Finally, I can draw a lollipop stick. Heavy as far as here. And you can see it goes into the center of our lollipop, so hidden detail going into the center there. Okay, so that's my auxiliary elevation. Now they want us to complete the plan and elevation to include the cube-shaped packaging. Okay, so we've got our cube. We'll just draw a little sketch to here to help me do this. Okay, we've got our cube. Our stick is kind of coming out of it, right? But we've got this side. Imagine my sphere is inside of that. Okay, we've got this side is what we're looking at. Okay, we'll call that A, B, C, D, and the opposite side then, which we can't see, you know, it's behind the surface we're looking at, that's another side, and I'll call that A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and H. Okay, indexing will make this question a little bit more easy to do. So, I'll call here A, B, C, D, and it's also E, A, E, B, F, so next is up to C and D, so C and G and D, H. Okay, so we'll start projecting back at 45 degrees. Okay, so we know that this sphere is as small as possible, or this cube is as small as possible, so it's going to be in contact here and here with our cylinder, or with our sphere. So there it's going to be in contact, and there also. Okay, now we need to produce the outline of the shape, so we're going to see edge AE. Be heavy. Okay, and we're looking down on top of this. We're also going to see edge BF. BF, your heavy edge. We're going to see CG. Yeah, we'll be looking down on top and we'll see that. So C to G. Okay, and DH is going to be a hidden detail line. Right, because we can't see that edge. Okay, and I'll actually just index all this up so you can follow it. So as I said, we've got our A, E, B back to F, C to G, D to the front to H. Okay, so that sketch again, making it kind of easy for me to visualize this. Last bit then that we have down here is where the stick enters the cube. So let's bring that down. So right here, that's where it enters. So I can do a heavy line as far as here, and then hidden detail running back out. And then my sphere is going to be hidden detail, which we have been given, but I just held off on doing it just to be sure. Okay, and finally then we need to project up. So I'm going to have heights, so the height of A, for instance, when I project it up, is going to be taken from here in my elevation. So I might actually project up all these first. A, D, B, C, and we got G at the back, F, H, and E. Alright, so we'll start with A. A and E are both at the same height. So let's come to A, E, there we have them. We'll go up to B now, which is the same as F. So come over to B and F. Okay, and let's actually label them. So A, E, F, E. Down to C. G, C, and G, C, G there at the back. Okay, and then finally we got G and H, which are very small heights there. We'll just transfer them as best we can. That's about right. So D. Okay, I can just let's see that, and H. D, H. Okay, so if I'm looking in from here, I'm going to see the entire surface of A, B, C, D. Okay, you see that entire surface. So let's join up A, B, C, D. I'm going to see the surface A, E, F, B. Okay, so that's A to E to F to B. There we have them. This is actually not a very difficult question, just maybe following the points is the only tricky part. And on the underside, I'm actually going to see D, H, that edge up, joining up to E and A, so you can kind of see the outline now of my cube. There we have it. Okay, but we're not finished. We actually need to show hidden detail in orthographic views. So let's go through the points at the back there, that back surface. Okay, we have H, E, F, G. So H, E, F, hidden detail to G. And back down to H. Alright, and I've joined the wrong point. It's not my mistake. So I'll be joining back here to G. I joined it to the center, my mistake. I'll fix that up now before the end. Okay, and then finally that back edge that we need to complete, that's going to be my C to G, which is a hidden detail line there as well. Okay, so you can ignore, as I said, you can ignore that line there. I joined to the wrong point. I've done it in pen, but there's the solution there to that question. And they haven't asked us for any points of contact, but if we needed to, we could find the points of contact there. Oh, actually one final thing, my mistake, is we found where the lollipop enters. We need to project up there. The lollipop enters there. Okay, but we're going to have hidden detail from where it hits the edge CB. So heavy line and hidden detail right the way through. I'm just going to just show that point there. Okay, so I'll just tip X out that bit, just pause the video. Okay, so there I tip X out that, so it's a little bit clearer, and also I've added my hidden detail there for the sphere in that final view. Okay, so that's our 2014 question C3 or B3.